Hello everybody, it's Andrea here. This is my first video with my new video camera that I'm renting. I really hope you can hear me. If you can't, I'll end up doing a voiceover, as this video is both to test out my new camera and to also announce a New Year's sale that I'm going to be having on my website for custom reborns. As you may know if you follow me quite regularly on Instagram, which I'll link down below, I have one ready-made baby up to go. This is my very first baby for sale, very first baby I've painted hair on and all that kind of thing. I have invested in new paints, new mediums. I'm using a mixture of Atelier and Liquitex. Both are very high-end artist acrylics. Yes, I almost got it wrong then. And they are both very, what's the word? Light safe, I believe the word is, which means that the sun and general light in the house shouldn't dim down the colours at all. Now, you're seeing little Nora over here. You probably can't see her that much because I've still got this on here. I'm in the midst of updating my little nursery area within the bedroom and updating storage, as I'm going to have, this is solely for my babies now. I won't be storing babies for sale or customs that are being painted here. And I'm going to actually put a shelf above, where is my finger? Above where the canopy is now, to just store my own reborn stuff. And then I'm going to get another set of drawers for clothing for other babies, so babies to sell, and also for hopefully, if they're big enough, to store pre-made babies. I'm hoping they are deep enough. I'm pretty sure they will be, seeing as most of the time I expect to be doing newborns, though I do offer other sizes too. I do go up in size. So I'm going to switch camera angles, and I'm going to actually change Poppy today. This might be the first time you're seeing Poppy. I don't actually remember doing a real proper video with her at all. I think I may have a few pictures on Instagram, but I've had her for a while. I've had her for I think a few months now, and I've changed her once into this little cute little shirt and a little nappy cover. I also just want to let you know as well that any babies I do make will be coming with cloth nappies. Not modern cloth nappies, because I haven't found any that aren't hugely bulky, and I know that is why a lot of people use disposable nappies, because they're not as bulky. So I'm using pre-fold cloth nappy inserts that can either be for modern nappies themselves and put inside as inserts, or are actually made to be used as cloth nappies that you just put together with those weird snappy things or pins. For safety reasons, I'll be using snappy things. They're just the plastic bits with the little, not sharp, but the little spiky bits on the ends that grab onto the material. I feel like I'm babbling on. Anyone who's watched any of my videos will know I go on forever, so I can't really apologise for something that is inherently me. The light today is a lot better. It's been very cloudy. Not this weekend particularly, but last week it was very cloudy, so I didn't get started on any video making last week, which I was really hoping to be able to do, but I wasn't. I've got some decent light now. I'm just going to transition from here to my bright orange bed. I'm going to lay a blanket down so it's not so jarring for Poppy, and I shall be back in a minute. Hi guys, I'm back again. So I just realised I actually have a few compartments in my house where I had newborn baby clothes just around. Of course they'd been packed away because I haven't had a newborn baby for a while. And so I've just gotten everything out and just realised how many clothes I have. Some of them are brand new and haven't been used, and I'm really glad I found them, because they're really nice and good quality, and I can actually use them for custom babies. And I actually found some Honest diapers as well, so I can give those away with customs, or I don't think I'll sell them. I think I probably will just give them away with customs, but I won't put them on the baby in the box. I'll put them like in just like this. But I also have things like these little crocheted crowns, and I have a ton of bibs, like so many bibs, and I've used maybe 2 of them, so I'm really kind of spoiled for choice here. I have a lot of little hats and mittens, and these overalls, which, believe it or not, these are newborn size overalls. I know you can't quite see because I've got it solely on her, but these are newborn. Oh, it'd be good if I put them the right way. These are newborn overalls, and they are huge. They are absolutely huge. Also, if you would like to help me out a bit, let me know if you like this camera angle, whether you feel like it should be a little bit higher, or lower, or a totally different angle entirely, because this is my first time using a proper video camera and a proper setup, so I'm a little new. I'm new. I'm new to doing this properly. I've also got randomly bottles, and again, unused, totally new, so again, other things I can put in with Reborns that are going home. And I actually think this might be going home with my Reborn that's already for sale, because his theme is his color scheme is blue, white and grey, and this is it's a lighter sort of cyany blue, but it's still blue. This one I might just buy him a new one. I'm not sure. I don't think it's in the budget for the doll, and I don't want to put the price up anymore on that particular doll, because, as I said, it's my first doll on sale. Not that so much. The painting's wonderful. It's more the hairs, the first hair I've ever painted. And I know some people might be kind of like, ooh, why have you put the price up that high? But I actually have on my website why and how I price the dolls that I sell. And I actually offer a few little custom options, so that if you would like, you can choose to select certain parts of your doll package, whether it's the hair, the eyes, or the clothes you want them to come with. You can I'll get my words right eventually. You can opt for cheaper options. So if you would like just $25 spent on your clothes, $50, $75 and $100 spent on your clothes, that will be added to the base price, which is the time it takes for me to paint, and the material cost per doll. So that's the base price, and that's how I'm doing my dolls. I have that base price, then there's the kit price, the clothing price, and whatever eyes and hair options you guys choose. Now, because I don't root at the moment, I'm actually going to be rooting on my own dolls, or doll. I only have Evangeline at the moment. I was going to offer her as a custom, but I have either lost completely or misplaced her certificate of authenticity. And I know that that's a big deal for limited edition dolls, and I know a lot of people take it more seriously than others. For me personally, if it's a limited edition doll, I would prefer to know it's genuine, so I would prefer to have the certificate of authenticity, which is why I'm not offering her as a custom. However, if you would really like Evangeline by Laura Lee Eagles as a custom, you can just send me a message through my website. That's the best way to get me, because that goes straight to my personal email address. And just let me know that you're not bothered about the certificate of authenticity. I believe, have my receipt from Laura Lee Eagles from when I pre-ordered it, and then paid the rest off. So I can offer that as proof if people would really like Evangeline as a custom doll. Okay, so I'm just going through. I found some very fancy clothes that have come back with various dolls I've owned, and I am not one for like super fancy clothes on my dolls. It's just not me at all. I prefer just the cutesy little baby ones, and I think I'm just getting down to Zoe's old clothes, for the 0 to 3 month clothes I have. Now, there are a few doll kits I like that are 0 to 3 months old, and I I would probably get another 0 to 3 month old baby doll. So I'm not going to be doing much with those, but I do have the, that's cute. I do have the larger sizes for when that happens. Those are 000 sizes, for those who are wondering. So, this sale I'm doing. So the sale is 50% off on the base price of your Reborn doll. So if the base price is $500 for the doll, you're only paying $250. If the base price is $700, you're only paying $350. God, my maths nearly failed me then. So this is open for dolls that can be painted for January and February only, and you can get your order in now. I have 3 spots open that I can do within that amount of time reasonably, and those 3 spots will be half price of whatever the base price is for the size doll. Again, I do it per sizing, and that information is all on my website. I will put a link in the description to the specific page. Now there's a navigation on the side of each of my page because I have full page websites for different sections, which means there are multiple pages within the one page. I have a small print page, which is where all that information is, so I'll put a link to the small print page, and you can use the side navigation to find out whatever you want. I have a lot of information there, but the information you'll probably be looking for is the custom Reborn section, and that's in the side navigation. Very easy to figure out. I'm probably making it sound more difficult than it is. It's really not. So I do apologize if I'm causing more confusion than help. But it is very simple. I think what I'm going to settle on for little lady here is I found this little bunny onesie and these little pink dotty romper type overall things. I'm going to pop her in those, I think. I may leave that on her. No. I'll definitely swap her into the onesie with the bunny on it. It probably won't be visible, but just means if I want a quick change, I can just take the overalls off the top. But let me show you this first. She's got these cute little, oh, her poor hair is so neglected. These cute little ruffle bottoms on. They're so adorable. Look at her little tushy. And this doll was actually done by an artist from Russia, and I can honestly say Russia seems to spawn the most artistically creative people, because there are quite a few Russian artists. God, doesn't that sound good? Russian artists, or even just people from Russia, that their painting is exquisite. And even with other dolls I collect, the people that make wigs and the like for the dolls, they're just beautiful. I just cannot believe it. I mean, I should, because I buy from them. And if I can just ask, I don't know if you think this is a bit cheeky or not, but if I can just ask any more established Reborn artists, or even Reborn collectors out there who watch me, who might see me, if you could just give me a small shout out or just mention the sale, that would actually really help me get a really good kickstart. Though I have been interviewed for a newspaper in Denmark, the Danish National newspaper Berlingske. Berlingske, sorry, that came out weird. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, any of my Danish friends out there. I was interviewed last Tuesday, so almost a week ago, by a journalist who was very lovely, very understanding. The article is about Reborn artists and Reborn collectors, and it's not about creating scandal or anything like that. It's about the psychology behind Reborns and the Reborn community, and the different sort of areas of the Reborn community, and you know, the kind of cliques that can evolve, the kind of mentality people can have, you know, about people who don't have particularly realistic dolls, or dolls that aren't up to par to some people. And you know, that kind of mentality there is within the Reborn community, as well as the good side of the Reborn community, where people are accepting and people don't care whether someone's doll is hyper realistic or whether their doll costs thousands of dollars, you know. I'm actually really concerned that I don't want to put this on. Concerned, I'm really conflicted, I should say. I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll take it off. But yeah, so I've been interviewed for that newspaper, and the deadline for the journalist was this week sometime, and so the article should be published within the next 3 or so weeks. So the end of the year or the new year, I'm going to be getting notified when that's going to happen, obviously. Let me know if you have been asked to be interviewed for this article, or any article, whether it's been an online publishing, a physical publishing, whether it's from another Reborn person or someone from the outside who's been curious to learn more. I'd actually love to know how it went for you, because for me it was very out of the blue, because as I said, my store's really new. My website has really only started taking a proper form, and it was really a shock for me, like a good shock. I wasn't scared or anything. Oh no, you can see the bunny a bit if you do this. Does she look okay, guys? What do we think? What do we think? It would be good if you could see her. How does she look? Is it a bit much? I don't know. I quite like it. Might be a bit better without something with stuff on it. Not so much frills. I think I'll take it off. This might be for like a plain onesie. But yeah, it would be nice to know who else has been interviewed for Reborn publications or national publications, because I was really interested. I was flattered, of course, and I was complimented on my website and the way I have everything set up on there. And obviously I guess I was kind of happy that I could offer my experiences and my knowledge about the community. I mean, I have been part of the community solidly for the last 2 or 3 years now, but I've actually been collecting Reborns, whatever, 7 plus 2 or 3 10 or 11 years. God, my math, I told you my math's awful. I use calculators for everything. So yes, I guess I was happy, I was glad, and I was really happy that the article was something more curious than demonizing. Because yeah, she asked about people who treat their babies, I should say reborn babies, as if they're real babies, and the psychology that goes behind that with loss of children or loss of infants or loss of family members, and how it's unfair that those people are criticized for grieving in that way, in having that physical representation of someone they miss or lost or would like, in terms of people who can't have babies in their lives, because everyone has a different way of grieving. Everyone does. My way of getting through my anxiety was to pick up the Reborn hobby again. That is why I got back into my Reborns, because I was highly anxious, and I saw Reborn videos on YouTube, and I picked up my old Reborn Violet, and whom I don't have anymore, and it kind of went from there. And I found the community could be both a really lovely place and a really nasty place. There are scammers out there. There are people who lie. There are people who treat their customers badly, and there are people who treat the people they commission badly. And there are people who are very much elitists. There are people who encourage the lessening of value of dolls, you know, which is just horrible, because these are little pieces of art. They're interactive art, and their value will never lessen unless they're damaged, you know. So we really spoke about that a little bit. I'm hoping that she quotes me on some of the stuff I'm mentioning. If she doesn't, I'm sharing it right now here with you. And I guess I'm being a bit more open about sharing those things with you now is because, mostly because of Miss Serenity Smith. I'm going to tag her in this video in the under the description, because I just feel like she is such an inspirational person, in the sense that she is very honest, and she's not ashamed to be honest. She will speak about the way people treat one another in this community, and she'll be open about how some things are too expensive, or how people are wrong for asking for discounts and things like that. And it's not so much that people are wrong for doing it, but it's rude, you know. Unless you're at like a market, or like a flea market, or at a festival where things are like, haggling is expected in those places. But if you're visiting someone's business, someone's livelihood, a way people make money, or a way people express their passions, which is what reborning is, and it's an art form, you should never do that. I mean, you would never go into an art gallery and look at a Picasso and say, oh, that's $3 million, well, I would like that for $250. The curator would probably just laugh you out of the gallery, because it's just ridiculous, you know. And people might think I'm stupid for comparing reborn dolls to Picasso, but the fact is, Picasso was a very amazing stylized artist, but so were a lot of people. It's just the fact that today we have social media, and it's become an amazingly interlinked world where those artists can share and find out more about the art that they're producing, and more about other people who are producing the similar types of art. So, you know, I dare to say that back when Picasso was alive, when he was painting, there were probably hundreds of other Picassos out there who didn't have the means to paint, who didn't have the means to become known. And I mean, let's face it, a lot of artists didn't get found until they were dead, and we're just lucky we live in a time where we can become known while we're alive. So yes, I just went on a really big ramble, and I don't feel like I've done that for a long time, because I haven't been interacting with my babies for a long time. I've been so busy on working, getting my store open, that I've been really sidetracked. I actually have Poppy and Nora. Nora's been dressed recently, like a few weeks ago recently, but I haven't touched Poppy, and I feel really bad about that, because she's beautiful. This is the little Scarlet, if you couldn't recognize her. Scarlet by Bonnie Brown, and I did have a kit. I did actually have a kit of this baby that I sold because of the open mouth. I wasn't too keen on it, and I knew I already had the Evangeline with the open mouth, and I figured it was going to be a bit of a challenge, and I didn't want to ruin two kits if I wasn't that amazing. But I'm very, very happy with my level of painting. I hadn't painted for a few years before picking up the paintbrush again, and it was like riding a bicycle. It was really like riding a bicycle, and I'm so happy that I have been able to do this again, and that I have been able to have access to so many other forms of communication. You know, there's been so many people I can ask, and that I can watch, and that I can visit for inspiration and for news. Like when I found out Baby FX was gone, they were no longer able to produce their stuff. While I wasn't a big fan of their paints, I loved their powders and I loved their mediums. You know, I was able to look at other people's videos and look at what they used, and find other actual artist mediums from art stores that I could buy and use, and you know, and so I have those now, almost, still waiting for my pan pastels, but I have those, and I was able to find out about them really easily, and I was able to find out what mediums would be best and that wouldn't yellow or be tacky or crack, you know. So I guess, I'm not religious, but I guess I was blessed when I picked up the paintbrush again. Simply to be in this day and age, really, simply to be in this day and age. I'm going to end the video there because this is becoming a very long video. It's actually, it reminds me a lot of Yvonne's videos, my little tulips videos, because she has very long videos as well, where she just chats and talks and updates us on her life and things like that. So I'll just say hello to Yvonne if you do end up watching this. Thank you guys. I'm really glad that I could share Poppy with you properly, finally. Do look at the description for the link to my website for that sale. You can put your order in for a custom doll anytime between now. Sorry, I just had a mental blank then. I was just thinking whether I should have the cutoff at January. I think I will, sorry. So the cutoff for getting your doll in for the discount, remember there's only 3 spots for customs, and they will be closing off on the last day of January. I think this year that's the 31st. I could be wrong. 30th or 31st of January, whichever is the last day of January. That is the cutoff date to get in one of the 3 custom orders for a discount of 50% off the base price of a Reborn. So please do check out my website, have a look, see if you like what I've done so far. Take a look in my gallery, like actually click on the pictures and open it up and go back and forth, because there is more than just the doll that I have there for sale. I have previous dolls up there and dolls work in progress pictures and things like that. So there is more than just that one doll to look at for reference in my painting. I do currently only do Caucasians. I'm not just only going to do Caucasians. I will eventually start doing other skin tones that are darker and more varied. But for now, rather than pump out something subpar or something that looks muddy or unpigmented or unsmooth, I would prefer to offer something I know that I can make look perfect for whoever wants the mummy, daddy, uncle, auntie, whoever is purchasing the Reborn doll for whatever reason. I would like them to have the best that I am able to offer. So at the moment that is only Caucasians. I do have on my website that I will route if you really want me to. You have to keep in mind that I have only routed once, and that was not even a full head. So I can't guarantee the routing is going to be great. I can guarantee that it's going to be micro routed. I have very thin needles. I believe they're 42 or 43G, and then a 46G needle. They're very, very thin needles. And I have, I believe, Susan Nagel hair in blonde and brown, and that's sort of curly, wavy to curly. It's not straight. Might be good for an older baby. Although I do know that some people do like having that sort of hair on their newborns because it's easier, not easier, but it's nice to style in that little curls and waves. I'm going to stop now. So that's it. I'll put more information in the description below. Thank you so much for watching if you have managed to watch all the way through. Have a really great day, guys. Bye.